So here at IMG Worlds of Adventure in Dubai, the world's largest indoor theme park. They're also claiming it to be the coolest place in the world, which is a very bold statement.
The coolest theme park in the world!
So let's get inside and see what all the fuss is about. So I'm here inside the park now. I had a walk through the Marvel section, as you saw on some of the footage there. Just going to wait for the Hulk Epsilon based 3D to have its next show at 1 o'clock, because that was one of my favourite rides when I came in 2019. But until then, I'm going to have a wander through the Lost Valley and go and get on a couple of coasters. So these huge dinosaur animatronics are pretty awesome. We've got a pterodactyl coming overhead. It is very, very quiet here today, which I sort of expected. I think there might be more staff here than guests. It is very nicely themed down here though. So I think we give Predator a go. This is a Gumball Eurofighter, exactly the same as Rage at Adventure Island in Southend. Predator was fine. It was kind of as expected, really. Like I said before, it's exactly the same layout as you have on Rage at Adventure Island, the Southend. It's like the standard off-the-shelf Eurofighter model. There was one very janky section as you come into the sort of the squiggly turnaround, which really did jolt my neck to the side. But other than that, kind of rode okay. It's probably a one and done, but it's so quiet here that I could probably ride it 50 times if I wanted to. Not sure I'm going to be getting much footage today of the rides, as they only operate them when somebody's waiting, and I'm kind of the only one in this whole area, so let's see. Also, just a shout out to the ride operator on Predator who complimented the 90s. Man's got taste. So just heading in the direction of Velociraptor now. This is a Mac Blue Fire clone. Yeah, the size of these queue lines almost just seems excessive, like they're trolling or something. Like, I can't see this queue ever being filled. But it is all nicely themed. There's some nice chunky atmospheric music going on in the background, setting the scene. And the queue line keeps going. It's like being back at Energylandia, this. So heading up into the station where it looks like there's no queue whatsoever, straight into the air gate. So let's get on and give Velociraptor a go. They are selling Jurassic Park merchandise in their fake Jurassic Park area. So just had my ride on Velociraptor there. That has really picked up the classic Mack rattle. Some real shuffly side to side movement there. Yeah, can't say I would rate that particularly highly at all, and I'm quite a fan of the Blue Fire clones. But apart from the inversion at the end, which is the highlight of those attractions, yeah, it didn't ride well at all. And it's always a very surreal experience being launched out of air conditioning into 40-degree heat as well. I don't think your body's ever quite ready for that. It's also quite surreal riding roller coasters by yourself, and by yourself I mean literally nobody else on the train at all. That was the third one today. Guy saying. So back in the Marvel section now, I'm going to go and ride Hulk Epsilon based 3D. This is the exit for it here, with Hulk stood there flexing. Ceiling Hulk is watching you.
Get these VIPs to safety now!
Absolutely, sir. Sir, core-based systems have been infiltrated. We're losing control!
Fine. If he wants a fight, we'll give him one.
So Hulk Epsilon based 3D was really good. It's not quite as great as I remember it. There are definitely some wonky 3D effects, let's put it that way. But I think the whole ride concept is fantastic. You sit in this circular pattern of seating, And the whole floor and all the seats are in will move, they'll rock around, the whole thing spins around. It's really quite impressive, and you've got a whole 360-degree screen kind of around you and above you, so it's a really mad experience and something I'd like to see more of at other parks. So I do think this is a really cool ride concept. Quite an atmospheric queue line. Even in Dubai, a lovely theme park like this, you still get graffiti in queue lines. So it shows at one point the queue was this long. And loads of Marvel merch here. So Spider-Man Doc Ox for Avengers fun. It's quite a short layout, but the way it weaves in between all the city and stuff, there it goes. Wow, first roller coaster footage of the trip. Yeah, the way it weaves around the sort of the city of New York, there's lots of like cartoony backdrops and everything. I think that's a really good roller coaster, really good family coaster. Arguably the best here. You can get shawarma with the Avengers. Starting to see a few more people milling around now as well, which is really good to see, because it was uncomfortably empty for the first hour or so. So I think we're going to give Avengers Battle of Ultron a go now. This is kind of a similar ride system to Spider-Man and Transformers at Universal. I have to say I remember not being that impressed last time I came here, but let's give it another go and see if my opinion has wavered slightly. Okay, so Avengers Battle of Ultron is experiencing technical difficulties, so we shall go back and do that one later on. It's kind of hilarious to me here as well that all these safety announcements in English are done using text-to-speech, so I can't help but find that slightly amusing every time I hear one of them. That sort of weird, unnatural cadence that you get. The hawk in his nest. But is he a scroll? Oh, heading into a spooky horror section here. So I believe the Haunted Hotel is the only attraction in this area. I also don't think it opens until later in the day, yet confirmed there 3 PM. Really cool theming around here though, very eerie and spooky. Well, until you get to the end bit and then it's all just bright colours and lights and sparkly stuff. 7 years of IMG Worlds. I do love all these like flowery archways and the sparkly raindrops from the ceilings. Right in the middle of the sort of main food area here, they have so many different options. They're playing some kind of tropical house remix of Rick Astley. I don't know what's happening. I have always been a sucker for dinosaur animatronics, even fairly rudimentary ones like that. Imagine just having loads of those in your house. So we have a dinosaur dark ride called Forbidden Territory, which I'd completely forgotten about. I seem to remember this being okay actually, very kind of similar to Dinosaur at Animal Kingdom.
Those are dinosaurs. They aren't dangerous unless provoked. Ahead, I see 2 Barosaurus. They grow to over 60 feet. Magnificent, aren't they? The seismic activity is rising.
Near the nest, and we'll have someone pick
So the Forbidden Territory there was pretty good. It's a pretty solid dark ride. There's some good practical effects. The screens are quite obvious though. Look at the size of this dude. It is really nicely themed through this section. Like, it's clear a lot of time, effort and money has gone into making this park look like a really cool place. It's just not quite drawing the numbers though. Dinosaur carousel there, I don't know what that is. And now entering the Cartoon Network zone. Again, all pretty nicely themed. I kind of wish they did a bit more with the roof though. It is just like a giant black tyre just circling around everything. Some wonderfully early 90s music vibes going on here. I really just want to sit in that. How smooth is this chap?
Where are we? This is real space! Whoa! Algebraic!
Hey, you're thinking pancakes. Kicks a bacon and I'll put it in a pancake. Bacon pancakes, that's what it's gonna make. Bacon pancake.
Oh, yes, King! Yeah! It's the most awesome thing anyone has ever given me. Thank you, Princess.
Finn, you're so sweet.
Not cool, Ice King. Taste the fury of pineapple justice.
Oh, I have to get more ice from the store.
These must be portals to other areas in the multiverse.
Let's go home, dude. My arms are wicked tired.
Thanks, Finn. You're so brave. We couldn't have done it without all of you.
So a ride on Adventure Time there, a journey into a multiverse where animatronics are mostly static is probably my take on that. Yeah, not really sure what was going on for most of that. And a weirdly sort of jerky experience as well. But did get some nice views of Cartoon Network from above. I think right now I'm feeling some food. I might be in the mood for a bit of Indian actually. So let's go and see what we've got down in the main food court. Not really in the mood for a burger, but that does look pretty hench. So they do actually have a top spin here. I'm not sure I'll be riding it because it needs a minimum load before they can run it. So I'm not sure it's busy enough. Oh, we've got some sort of dancers. So up to some shawarma for lunch, like an Avenger, and it was okay. Quite reasonably priced as well. The chicken shawarma wrap meal came in at 48 dirham, which is basically about a tenner, so not too bad for theme park food at all. Avengers Battle of Ultron is open again, so I'm going to go and ride that. Banner is just a lab coat and some ripped up shorts. So Avengers Battle of Ultron is like many of the rides here. It's good, but it's not quite great. It does a lot of things well, but there's so many opportunities to improve it. It's very screen based and the screens are very obvious at times as well. So a bit more theming around them might help them bed in a bit more and make it feel more like you're actually in an immersive environment and not just watching a cinema for certain sections. My complaint last time I rode it was it felt very small in a lot of areas, very small and contained, which I didn't notice so much this time, so that's a good thing. Yeah, it's a good dark ride, but is it something you're going to do over and over again? Probably not. So another ride there on Spider-Man Doc Ock's Revenge. That really is a very good family coaster. Quite an intense lap, that one, with you sort of facing into the helix and stuff like that. Really cool. Although the introvert in me is never a fan of having to make eye contact with the person facing the other way as we go up the lift hill. It's always slightly uncomfortable. Anyway, it's gone 3 p.m. now, so I'm going to go head back to the horror zone and see if we can check out the haunted house. Look at all these spooky ghouls loitering around the haunted hotel. Let's go in and see what it's like. Hello, I'm Gary Gargoyle, and I strongly recommend you subscribe to Luke Theme Park Adventures, or I'm going to eat your hands. Some strong words from Gary Gargoyle there. So Haunted Hotel was an interesting one. It seemed like it was going quite well, and then it just sort of ended and we ended up in a gift shop and I was like, oh, okay. So there were a few scare actors in there. It was kind of generic stuff, you know, blokes with sacks on their heads, chainsaw person, woo! Not that scary. Some really good theming though, but like I say, it lacked a finale. It just sort of, you just walked into a gift shop and it was over. It was like, okay, fine, I guess. So yeah, not sure I'll be doing that one again. If you know me, I'm not really the right person to review scare maze type attractions though, because they just don't do anything for me. I just find myself no-selling every scare. Yeah, not for me. Some seriously funky vibes in here. So I've heard that this Gumball dark ride is actually pretty good, so I'm going to go and give it a go. I don't know anything about the IP whatsoever, but let's have a look. There's a random little beach, look. I think there are a few enthusiasts that might need that. Everything's overrated. You know what, I've blatantly ridden this before. I remember this queue line so vividly.
Can't reach the remote.
Don't worry, Dad. I'll get it.
I hate tomato and broccoli, so I'm quite down for this. Die!
Hey guys, would you mind zapping some ghosts and ghouls while we stay out here? Sweet!
Did you just say domination station? What kind of ride is it?
House, we didn't lose it. Oh, hey Lee, I didn't see you hiding in here too. Quick, we have to find Penny.
Football? Does no one watch lovable shows about a boy and his animal best friend anymore? That's a football player. We'll find
So I've picked up a different gun, I'm piecing it myself. Oh, that was interesting.
Do you think we want to...
And exit through the gift shop. Oh, Dexter's Lab t-shirts. So the Amazing Gumball ride was fine. I think the fact that I had massive pangs of nostalgia going through the queue line but didn't actually remember the ride itself probably speaks volumes. It's a trackless shooting dark ride and it was good as far as they go, but there's only so much great stuff you can do with those, I think, and I always find that once I get about halfway round my finger just aches anyway and I get a bit bored of shooting things. So yeah, it's fine, decent, a one and done though. So they have a Ben 10 5D cinema called Hero Time, but for some reason from a distance I keep reading it as Hard Time, like he's in prison or something, or I don't know, friends with Dusty Rhodes. Well, I found myself back in the Lost Valley. I got some very dinosaur-centric music going on here. I mean, it's exactly what you'd imagine in a Cretaceous period, isn't it? But there's roller coasters here, so let's go ride some more. Now they've set up for the drum show. That could be quite cool. And he's singing. So I just had a bit of a drumming session there for the drumming show thing. I'm heading back to Velociraptor for another ride on this Rattly Mac Blue Fire clone. Let's see if I get a better ride than earlier. One thing that can never be complained about are Mac's excellent restraints. Up there with Intamins in my opinion. I just had a back row ride there on Velociraptor, or should I say a macro ride. And that was so much better than it was earlier. I think it helped that the train was almost full, so it had a bit more weight on it. But that was nowhere near as rattly as it was earlier. It felt quicker. At the back I got a lot more airtime, especially off that mid-course. That was really cool. And that final inversion, it just slaps at the back, big time. You just feel like you're getting yeeted. So yeah, much more impressed than I was earlier, so I might go round for another ride. So 3 more rides on Velociraptor there. It's definitely riding a lot better than earlier, and really cool actually that they'll just let you jump back on the train after you've ridden it, as there isn't much of a queue. There is a slight flaw with the pre-show though, which is this is a roller coaster called Velociraptor, and you have this big screen as you come into the launch section with some pterodactyls and some raptors, and they'll just get scared off by a T-Rex. But after those re-rides, my opinions of Velociraptor have definitely improved. It is a fairly solid roller coaster. I mean, you know what you're getting from a Mac Blue Fire clone, but it does everything it needs to do. It's still a very odd experience being launched into the sun, is what it feels like when you go out there, because you're literally going from 20-degree nice cool aircon to suddenly being in 40-degree heat. But it's an interesting experience, if nothing else. So I've sort of conquered the park now. I don't think there's any major attractions left to do. I'm not sure I'm feeling another ride on Predator, because that wasn't that great at all really. But I might go and do some of the Marvel stuff again. I think I would like to give Hulk Epsilon Base and the Avengers Dark Ride another go. And maybe another lap or 2 on Spider-Man as well, because I do think that's one of my favourite attractions here.
The Avengers while they save us all from total annihilation.
So another ride there on Avengers Battle of Ultron. It is a decent dark ride, but there are so many opportunities there to turn it into an excellent dark ride. And I think the thing it really lacks is practical effects. There are a few moments there that really call out for like a heat effect or a water effect or something. One moment in particular is when Iron Man sort of puts the brakes on really close to you, and you kind of think if that had a big heat effect, that would have so much more impact. But it's solid. I wonder what this countdown clock is for. It started on 900 or so earlier, and now we're at 688, so hopefully it's not some sort of doomsday clock and we're all heading towards oblivion. That'd suck, wouldn't it? Ooh. Doc Ock's arms there maybe, or just pipes. So I've been here for around 5.5 hours now, and I've still yet to see Thor Thunderspin operate. And I think it probably is just simply a case that they don't have enough people to board it at once to be able to run a ride. Which is clearly frustrating for Loki, and I don't blame him. So I actually saw a couple of people join the queue, so I've decided to jump in with them and let's see if we can get a ride. So top spins are going to top spin, but that was actually a pretty intense cycle. Also slightly intense on my nads as well, which is never ideal. So I might go sit down for a bit. But no, that was pretty good. Glad to get in it really, because I didn't think I was going to. So I literally walked past at the right time when people were jumping in the queue. So they do also have this I Am Iron Man experience, which I believe is an upcharge, and you sort of pretend to be Iron Man. I think it's some sort of VR type thing. So the merchandise here is all IP centric. It is all Marvel, Cartoon Network, etc. or generic dinosaur stuff, some of which even had Jurassic Park on, which is interesting. But there is a lack of specific IMG merchandise, which is a little bit of a shame. It kind of reminds me of a lot of the Warner Bros. Parks in that respect, that it is all just kind of film stuff rather than theme park stuff. So I've got me some ice cream rolls. Yummy. Back in the queue for Hulk Epsilon base 3D. I'm sitting to the main queue this time, so we actually get some context on what these Thunderbolt robot things are. Oh, this is cool. So that's what an Epsilon base is.
I am General Ross, commander of the Epsilon base. In moments, you will be witnessing a demonstration of the most advanced and powerful military hardware available.
Had a final ride there on Hulk Epsilon base, which is still probably my favourite ride here. So I'm going to go and collect my GoPro thingy and we'll head outside for some final thoughts. So that's all from my day here at IMG Worlds of Adventure. I do actually think it's a really good park in a lot of ways. There's some amazing theming. I think they've made leaps and bounds in terms of bringing the atmosphere on in the park. When I came here in 2019, one of my major criticisms were, with it being so quiet, it just didn't feel like there was a vibe at the park at all. A lot more effort's been made to have shows, have parades and a lot of activity going on around the park. They've also done a lot more with all the lights and stuff around the ceiling, which kind of brings things down a bit, and again I think it makes it feel slightly more compact in some of the more open areas, which again aids that atmosphere a little bit. I do think they lack a major standout attraction though, although I have heard on the grapevine they might be getting a Giga Coaster. No idea where that will go, and there's certainly no signs of anything here that that's in development, but if that is happening, that would be awesome. Standouts for me are Hulk Epsilon base. I think Velociraptor really warmed up throughout the day and probably became my favourite coaster here at the park, along with Spider-Man Doc Ock. So the two Macs are definitely the ones to look out for. There's also a lot of really interesting food here and some restaurants that all caught my eye. I do think the standard of food here is probably above what you would expect at many theme parks, and even price-wise it wasn't too bad at all. Like my shawarma for lunch was like a tenner, so can't really complain at that. So all in all, I do think this is worth visiting. I would recommend looking at combo deals. I think an individual park ticket works out around £65, which is too expensive. But if you can combo it with something else, like I did, when I got this and Museum of the Future combined for less than a single day ticket here. So definitely look out for the deals and the combo vouchers and that sort of thing. So that's all from me here today at IMG Worlds of Adventure in Dubai. There'll be some more Dubai links up here, so click one of those to watch some more cool stuff from this Exploring the Emirates trip. I've been Paul, I'll catch you next time.